My name is Tyler Sharp. The date is June 16, 2021. We're here at the Talladega Library. I'm accompanied by...
I'm Mrs. Vicki Harkins. I am the head librarian at this library.
Okay. Can you give me a little bit of history about the building?
Okay, this building was erected in 1979. The original library is next door, which is now called Heritage Hall, and it's a museum. That was a Carnegie building that was started, I think, back in the 30s. And it's a wonderful building. And this building was built because we outgrew the Carnegie building. This library is very large. It was built in 1979. We had a new wing put in 2010. And as far as I know, this building was built on wooded land. Nothing here previously. And my first experience was the first day I started work here at the library. As far as I know, nothing had happened before, but I worked here for 20 years and I left to teach school. When I came back my very first day, I walked in the building and there was a wild party going on back in the children's room and meeting room. And I thought, well, Friends of the Library must be having a nice soiree or something to raise money for the library. And so I noticed there were clinking of glasses and you could hear the champagne corks popping. And I'm like, wow, what a nice party. And you heard people laughing and music playing, so I just kind of eased on by because I didn't want to interrupt them. And then I noticed it again about 1 or 2 days later. And this time I didn't see any cars in the parking lot. And I said, where are they parking? So I looked around, couldn't find any cars. So finally I went and I said, I'm going to ease in here. And I didn't want to because there's a party going on. And I said, well, they won't notice me. So I eased open the door, peeked in. It was dark. There was nobody there. Everything stopped.
And what time of day was it?
This was at about 1 o'clock during the afternoon. It was not night. Most of our happenings happened during the day. That was my first experience. And of course, I go around trying to figure out what that was. So I asked, well, I know that we used to have a call-in story time. You could call in and get a story read to you. So I asked Jackie, our children's librarian, are we still doing that? She said, well, no, Vicki, we stopped that years ago. And I said, okay. Now, I didn't tell anybody because, you don't want to appear crazy too. So I just started work again. So I'm like, no, I'm not going to tell anybody. Well, there has always been noise in the left-hand corner of the library in the back where the large print's at. And when I worked here in high school, I asked about it. I said, what is that terrible noise? And they said, oh, it's just air conditioner. So I'm not sure if things were not happening, maybe not in such a grand scale back then. But it still happens back there. It's a very haunted area in that area. I have taken pictures of weird looking things back there in those stacks. So, yeah, it's still very haunted. Also, one of the best stories, I think, happened to Nancy, who is the IT person at the library. She was helping me out with a interstate study club meeting. It was my turn to do the speaking, so I wanted to do a slideshow. And so she was helping me. And we were back there in the little boardroom. You've seen it, narrow room. And she was behind me. And I was, pushing the slide buttons, and she was helping me. And I noticed she kind of went over to the other side of the room and was standing by the door. And then somebody came and asked her something, and she flew out. I'm like, I hope everything's okay. So I went up to the desk later after the meeting, and she said that somebody had been playing with her hair. But the ladies were sitting at the table. There was nobody standing but me and her. And she was behind me. But somebody had been playing with her hair just kind of doing this. And she said poking her in her head like a stick. But there was nothing there to do that, or nobody. So we learned later at a paranormal investigation at the library that there is a soldier named Mike, and Nancy resembles his girlfriend. And we think maybe that's what it was. And we have another really good story happening in the genealogy room. We have a worker, or we had one, she left during COVID. But she was a skeptic. She never believed us. I don't care what happened. She never believed it. So one day she's back in the genealogy room shelving books. Well, she had to get on a stool to shelve some books on top. And somebody tried to push her off the stool. She said somebody just shoved her in the middle of the back and almost caused her to fall. There was nobody there with her. But after that, she was no longer a skeptic. So,
I wish I could have brought one of my partners. He's a skeptic and he doesn't believe whatsoever. Do you know anything about a murder happening here in the 80s?
The library?
Mm-hmm.
At the library?
It could be a rumor. I couldn't find anything about it at the police department or anything like that. But somebody said that there was a murder that took place here in the 80s.
No, I've never heard that.
Okay.
But we've got to research that. Because that would, let's see. Yeah, I left in 82 because I graduated high school, went to college. And I came back in 92. Been about right, wouldn't it? Yeah. So, I'm going to have to look into that. So somebody you heard was murdered here?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I will have to research that.
I tried to look it up. I couldn't find it.
You couldn't find it at all?
There's not a lot of history online about this place in general.
Well, no, I have Beth Cheats, her, I guess, dissertation to get her MLS. She did a little book, just a little pamphlet on the history of Heritage Hall that used to be Talladega Public Library. And there were a lot of ladies there who really worked hard to establish that library, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're not still around. Yeah. We have a librarian ghost. She works all hours, and we hear her all the time.
What does she do?
Well, slams filing cabinets when there's nobody in the office. I work, obviously, a lot when I'm not here because Cindy, my secretary, is right here. And I'm sorry. And she hears her and her husband both. Oh, thank you. I guess I heard. Her and her husband both hear filing cabinets being slammed in there. Books. Sounds like somebody's throwing books around. And if I'm in my office and Cindy's not here, I hear them in her office. I mean, I swore one time that she had come in to work, although I knew she was supposed to be off that day, but I heard her in her office. And I hear books being put on this cart. I hear, did you hear that? I thought so. Okay. We hear that. You'll hear that scanner go off in a minute because she checks out books a lot when it's closed. But yeah, the scanner will go off by itself. I've heard her up there just regularly. I mean, not just it malfunctioning for a second, but you'll hear it scanning. Sounds like it's scanning books. You'll hear that zoop, 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 like somebody's up there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I just heard voices. Did y'all?
Yeah, I was hearing a little.
Good.
I'm hearing
Chit-chat.
something now, but it sounds like a radio. Is there a radio on?
It just sounds like chit chat.
We hear that a lot. Yeah, chit chat. I wondered one time about the acoustics in here, whether we're hearing stuff from outside. But if you go outside, a lot of times there's nobody out there talking.
I was about to say these look like brick walls, like cinder block walls.
Yeah.
So I don't see why you would have so much noise coming in.
Now, some of the noise is the air. I mean,
Yeah.
But we had a book club meeting, my first book club meeting at the library. They know now, but they didn't know then what was going on. We were meeting back there in the children's room, and I kept hearing doors slamming. I mean, it was like somebody was going through the building and slamming them one at a time. And I'm like, well, did my janitor come in? So I went and looked, and there was nobody in the building, just us. So I sat back down,
You're 100% sure there's not a radio on.
Yeah, we don't have radios.
Imagine if it ever went up like this.
Let me
Yeah.
tell you, this spot right here, Nancy saw a little girl walking back into that room as she thought it was Maddie, Jeannie's daughter, because she was blonde hair. She just saw the back of her. Walked back there, we were about to leave, and she said, "Come on, Maddie, let's go." And Jeannie was out there, and she said, "Maddie's right here. Who are you talking to?" And Nancy, you know, was like, "Oh my
No,
God,
it's gone.
there's a little girl back there." So we went to look, but there's somebody back there.
Hold it over the table.
That's the only
See if
time I've seen her, though.
Whatever it was is gone.
Is it gone now? Left-hand corner is where we started hearing noises first, back in the 80s. Yeah, 80s. I worked here in 82. Okay. And they have one of our paranormal investigators saw his little thing, picked up a little boy sitting in a beanbag back in the back. We don't have the beanbags anymore. But this area is very popular with shadow people. We have a lot of shadow people that go up, and I've got some pictures of some back there. And also, and I think it's the energy in here, but the computer lab, sometimes it's more active than the genealogy room. And I think it's because of the energy drawing them in. That's just my theory. I don't know. And sometimes you'll see shadows, like I'll cut out the light, and you see how the books, you can see when the lights are out, you can see the light through them. You'll see people running back and forth. It's usually, it's children, it's about this high, running back and forth among the stacks. That's why I say I think it's children, because I have been told that we do have spirits from across the street from AIDB. They feel, I've been told they feel safe here, and so it kind of, they said it's kind of like a beacon and it draws people in, which is kind of scary, but it's nice to know we're safe. Let's see what else. This is the hall where I heard the horse for the first time. It was the night that we acquired the Winchester horse. That very night, I was in my office working on a grant that was due that night at 12 o'clock, and I heard, I thought it was a cart going up and down the hall. These carts are loud on these bricks, so I thought that's what it was, although it sounded like hoofbeats. But I thought somebody had a cart, and I'm like, who is working here after hours? So I peeked out my blinds, and there was nobody in the hall. Well, a little bit later, my janitor came in, Cedric, and I said, "Cedric," I said, "was you just in the hall with your mop bucket? You scared me to death." And he said, "No, Vicki, I just got here." But it sounded just like a horse. And Abby heard it last week. For the first time, somebody else heard it. I was so glad that it wasn't just me.
Winchester horse?
Remington or Winchester, one of the guns. I'll show you the statue. I'm going to do that. I'm going to show you that statue. But an antique dealer named Henry Hudson, yeah, that was his name. He owned an antique store down in Childersburg or Sylacauga, and he gave all the libraries and all the schools one of his statues. And they're very valuable and very heavy, by the way. And later on, he committed suicide. So, and he was very angry at the Sylacauga Museum, the B.B. Comer Museum. He felt like they owed him money for what he had given them, but he had donated it. Just like he donated ours. And he died, he committed suicide and was very unhappy with them. So,
What was his name?
I think it was Henry Hudson. I'll have to look it up, but he owned an antique shop. But I know his first name was Henry. If you ask about B.B. Comer, they'll know also, because he donated several things. Okay, the offices right here, we hear filing cabinets and being opened and closed all the time, whether we're here or not. I really believe we have a library ghost here who likes to work while we're not here, or while we're here sometimes, because you'll hear the filing cabinets opening and closing. You'll hear books, papers being shuffled, books being thrown. I mean, one time, Timmy and Cindy were in here, and I was going to lunch, and it scared Timmy to death. So he said somebody threw a book against that wall, loud. But when he went in to look, there was nobody there, and he didn't see a book laying in the floor or anything. So, but yeah, that's a very haunted place for some reason. I don't know. This is a newer building. It's not that old, honestly. Okay, we can't go into children's room. They're filming there. Okay, this is the children's area. And really, we haven't had a lot back here. But so occasionally you'll hear your name called. Especially if you work back here a lot, they know everybody's names. And by the way, they bother the staff or pull jokes on us more than anybody. So thank God they don't do that to my patrons, or we have people running out of here screaming. I'm like, gosh, I'm so glad they don't. We have bathrooms back here that I've been, I don't know what the word is, held in or locked in 2 or 3 times. I'm serious. They held the door on me, wouldn't let me out. They took the door. I was trying, it was a normal day. I just went to go leave the bathroom, and it opened a little.
Is somebody in the children's room?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're filming for our summer reading program.
Okay.
Well, anyways, I tried to get out of the bathroom, and somebody was against the door. So I'm thinking Beth or Nancy. You know, somebody's pulling a joke on me. So I'm like, let me out. And I kept doing this till finally I forced the door open, and I looked, I was about to fuss somebody out. Nobody was there. I mean, there was nobody. And you could see up this hall. There was nobody in that room. So, yeah. And let's see. And the next time.
That's where we were yesterday.
And the next
And
time.
Manchester's in that room.
I've got to show y'all how this operates for you to understand what went on. Okay. When you open this door, you have to do that, right? Okay. I went to go to the bathroom one day, and this darn door opened, and there was nobody in there. So you can see this is a heavy door. It's not going to open on its own. You heard it fasten. Yeah. I've had a lot going on here. Okay. This is the forward room, and that is I think it's room inspection. I think you're right on top.
Yeah.
He's very haunted. If you hold those up there, I bet you're going to get a lot of energy. I told him it better stop here, and it better quit trying to ease out the back door. I have some staff that don't like it, and they're trying to ease it out. I said, that's valuable, don't you dare. You know what I'm talking about. Nancy got it up there. She picked it up, put it up there. That thing's heavy.
It's like amazing here. Is your
Isn't it?
kitchen back here?
Yeah.
Did you ever find out who this painting was?
No, I forgot to ask. Leanne would probably know, but she left, so she's called out his name a couple of times. But his eyes follow you around the room. It's very haunted.
Nothing.
Nothing.
I had some out in the hallway a while ago.
This room is awesome.
All the Civil War stuff's in here, so.
Yeah. I don't.
know why it's too bad. They can't hear me. They can't hear me, can they?
The camera can.
Maybe not. Okay, now this is the genealogy room, which of course is very haunted. Because I really think that things have been donated to the library, because this didn't start happening until actually the first day I came back to work here, which Jackie keeps saying is kind of significant. I swear there's stuff donated that has some energy.
Well, all this stuff is like mustard from the Civil War, right?
Yeah, but they used to be out where the computer lab is now.
Yeah.
So, it's too bad the index is gone. Oh, maybe. I mean, there's always been noises, but Nancy used to tell me I don't know if you remember Nancy Lipham. She used to tell me
I
that
think
it
it's
was
just
the
a
air conditioner. So there's always been noises in that left-hand corner of the library.
Let's set some
It
stuff.
just went off. Crazy coming in here.
Yeah.
Where did it go? There.
I just got a chill. I don't know if it's the air conditioner clicking on or what.
I was cold when I walked in the room. Look, it just is going off immediately walking in there.
Alright, there's nothing around but books.
It stopped. I keep getting it going off in the hallway.
Hers is going off right here. I'm just gonna go back to the office where we was.
Okay.
Alright fellas, we're about to set up some REM pods and some doorways back here. I'm thinking about doing a little bit of a spirit box session. I don't know if I want to wait till later on that. But I'm gonna set some stuff up. Definitely some vibes in here. I keep getting chills going throughout the building. And the room with the horse in it, the statue on top of the bookshelf, I get a really weird vibe in that room. And I don't know. I'm pretty excited about setting some stuff up in there. But we'll see what we get. What are you thinking about tonight? What do you think?
I felt some things. Even just walking in before we did the interview.
Uh-huh.
I would like to start off in here.
What are we doing in here?
I want to do the S box real quick. Let's see if we can pick up anything.
I'm gonna go walk in that corner real quick. Hang on before you start that, okay?
Okay.
Okay, here in a minute, we are going to turn the lights off and see if we can't see anything running up and down the aisles or anything like she said. But I'm super excited. This is really cool. I feel like that scene from Ghostbusters. I'm gonna look down the aisle and the lady's just gonna be standing there reading a book. This is supposed to be the super haunted corner.
There's something in here right now, but that has been stable. Oh, yellow.
Okay, look, lift it up. I just want to.
Like there's nothing there. Like we got a microphone that's not plugged up to anything. We got a phone way over here. This is not on.
There's nothing under the table.
There's drinks in these. But it was going off right here too. Watch it back up.
Oh, red.
Oh, this is where I kept feeling something. This is the room that I was feeling.
I'm super excited.
But I was gonna try the S box real quick. I was just gonna do those because you were going.
Let's I kind of want to do that back there in look.
Xbox.
Hang on. I
Scanning.
need to hit this
FM.
button.
Hold on.
That button right there. That scanner.
Is there anybody here with us right now? What's your name?
It's me.
What's your name?
Bennett.
Are you a child?
You say hello.
Sound like yeah. Are you a child?
Yeah. How old are you?
How old are you?
Are you a boy or a girl? What did it say?
Are you a male? Are you a female?
Sometimes. We asked it.
This generation.
We asked it, was it a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, we asked it was it a child. It said yes.
Okay. How old are you? Are you a female?
Oh, this is going off right behind you. We're yellow.
Are you behind me?
It's just steadily staying there. Oh, but now it's not. Yeah, look, when it gets on her. Oh,
Something's right there. Oh, that gray sweater. It's trying to bring, I can see a leg and an arm.
Can you show me what a yes looks like?
you ready to turn the lights?
It's not there anymore.
Yeah.
Over there, it's moving closer to you. It's
To me?
moving past the gray sweater now.
Uh-oh.
If you're here with us, can you show me what a yes looks like?
Oh, those things are awesome.
Okay, go back straight. You gotta go all the way back straight. Thank you. Can you show me what a no looks like?
I'll be.
It's still by the sweater. It's
A little
moving back
more.
over this way now. It barely keeps
There you
going
go.
back
There you
over the
go.
sweater. Oh, there it went.
Alright, can you go back straight? Can you make the rods go back straight, please?
It actually reached out to me right then.
It's beside you.
It's reaching out.
Thank
to
It's
you.
so close to you right now. I mean, it's right behind, like on your arm.
Can you point to where you're at in the room?
I got so much stuff going on.
Can you feel it?
It pointed to him.
It's over there by you.
What, you asked it where it was?
Oh,
Okay, I'm getting a cold chill now, yeah.
Okay, go back straight.
No, I haven't pulled it up though, but I can see
Right now,
something in
straight
Cindy's
up and down,
office.
Are you a
There
male?
you are.
Yeah, it's getting really cold.
That's it, yeah.
It's like every joint.
Not a male. Go back straight,
It's
please.
reached out at it twice. See, it's
You can see its arm.
Yes.
It's on yours too?
Robert Holt.
Yeah.
Are you a female?
I've got one that's over here
I
though.
said it
She's
again.
over there, but it's over here.
You have something over there?
when she said asked as a female, it made a bunch of them right in the room. That was my hand.
Alright, go back straight. Okay. Are you a child?
Here it is again.
Against that.
Are you an adult?
You know what? And it's small too. She asked about a child and a female. It goes nuts.
It's not showing up on
That's
mine.
pretty cool. Yeah. It's actually just
Hairs are standing up on the back of my neck.
Can you point to where you are in the room with these rods, please?
I guess it's over there.
Yeah, it's right by the sleeve. It's just going nuts by that sleeve on the wire. On your right. You're right.
Try that one. Great. This sweater over here.
Oh, this sweater.
That's when it's dancing by. See, now it's not doing anything while he's there. There he goes.
It's coming back.
Are you a child?
Look
Look
at
at
that.
that.
Just reached touch you.
There's the whole thing.
The whole thing.
There's a whole body right there
Right
beside
when
you.
you turn back, it reached out.
You see the legs, the hips. It's standing about to the middle between your arm, your elbow, and the top of your arm. It's about that tall.
Is it a child?
That's when she said
Oh.
that. She said because as a child and a female that started doing its thing. See?
Oh.
Did it again.
The whole body came again.
It's about the size of the chair. The height of the chair.
When we came in right before we did the interview, I felt like somebody was standing in the doorway.
Is he right here where the EMF meter is?
He or she is right where this left sleeve is.
It's
Almost
like right here.
almost dead center sometimes.
It's gonna be lower.
Yes, it hasn't been any higher than the top of the chair. You are on it.
It's a little bit, when the head came
Yeah,
a little
it's-
longer,
it's like-
it's a little higher than the top of the chair.
like the doorknob size.
It's yellow right here. Is that where it is?
Yeah,
That's
it's
it.
bouncing
Did yours
around.
light up?
No, I said his
Now it's bouncing around big time over the legs. See the legs? The legs and the torso. Watch.
Are you happy?
You need to just lay it over there. Just lay it over there. Well, for the scare it off.
So it is
It
happy.
is happy.
Are you the one that likes to play with my blinds?
Mm,
Do you like to play with her blinds while she's here?
Move it back. Did you see that light up?
Okay, so
No,
no.
Say anything?
it's not the one.
It's,
Okay.
she's
somebody
answering no, so it is a different spirit. Okay, go back straight, please.
Look what you see in the body right there.
Those things are awesome.
Thank you.
The whole body. It's a little tall. And it's right there.
Got any questions?
There's no kind of questions.
Are you standing beside me?
Go back straight, please. Thank you.
Did you die here?
Yes, let's go.
If it crosses, it's yes. If it sticks out, it's no.
So no, thank God. Don't know what you call down here.
Are you from the school across the street? No.
Do you just like the energy of this place? Okay, go back straight.
Do you like reading books?
Yes. Oh.
Go back straight, please.
Somebody knocking on the window.
Do you throw the books off the shelf sometimes?
There's somebody knocking.
No.
That'd be enough.
Okay.
Are there other spirits here?
You hear it? Okay. fine. There's nothing else there. It hadn't lit up for a while. Oh, well, never mind. It just lit up full body.
Do you like talking with us?
I kind of want to get the video of that
My
over
battery
there.
is draining like crazy. I bet it's this app though.
So it likes communicating. All right, go back straight, please. If I turn the radio box back on, will you talk to us through that?
I said yes.
All right.
Do me a favor, please.
Oh, it just lit up beside y'all. Like,
go get her?
it reached out to touch you, Vicky. Look at it. It's going crazy with that. Look, you see the body? When y'all walked through a minute ago, it tried to reach out to you, Vicky.
Okay, Shay.
Looks like there's more than one.
There may be. It looks like there's one over here, right? Yeah, there it went.
That was like a full body,
You
like
see- There's a little one right over
And
here.
it's tiny.
You can get out.
Oh my goodness. It's down below by that garbage
Yeah,
can.
you're behind it. We're in front of it now.
I don't want to get too close to it.
It just reached out to you big time. Oh, it's touching you all over your wrist. It keeps grabbing you. You got
That sounds
chills.
like when she was talking about the kid wrapping around her legs.
Yeah.
Trying to climb on her.
Oh yeah.
It feels like a little draft is down here.
There's something there. There's another one.
There's one in there. If
And
this
it's
gets, if it gets
tiny.
to the fourth light,
That's pretty strong.